Hello, welcome back. How's the volume? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Good. Is it actually better than the other microphone?
a little bit, yeah.
This is my built-in.
Even though the acoustics there are way worse, that's a little bit better somehow.
As long as you don't open your snacks like 2 inches from the mic, I think we'll be fine.
Welcome back to another episode of Curse of Danny, which I like, Josh, by the way.
Welcome.
That's just what we've been afflicted with since we met you.
Yeah, that's just been like an ongoing 6-7 year affliction.
I'm just regifting.
We're just now actually technically using the name for something important. So last time you guys went into a winery with two dudes, and those dudes just so happen to live at the winery and are the sons of Davian and the brothers of Erwin, who you met at Blue Water Inn a while back. You have Adrian and Elvir, they are with you, and you guys actually went through the winery estate. You ran up a set of stairs to chase down a druid. You found a druid and some needle blights in a little office room. You murdered them, or you murdered the druid, and then you locked the needle blights in the room, and they critically failed to open the door several times. And then you all ran down into the cellar, where you were met with two druids and some more blights. And you murdered them too, really well, actually. Adrian and Elvir have proved to be quite an asset to your team as well. And unfortunately, the chaos is not over. And Adrian and Elvir, at the end of your last session, told you, Adrian said that he noticed the crane that was in the loading dock was tipped to its side, which it never is. It's always directly over the loading dock. So he thinks that you guys should go investigate the top of the loading dock. So that's on the winery is basically first floor, second floor, and a cellar. The loading dock is on the first floor. You guys are in the cellar. And the loading crane is actually on the second floor, and it leads down into the loading dock. So to sort of illustrate, I do have a photo. Unfortunately,
Photo.
Yes, my computer actually restarted between last time and now, and all that progress that I made on that amazing map was completely gone, and I lost it. But I recreated the whole thing.
Good job.
Yes, I am dedicated. So I'm going to share this with you, and hopefully you guys can see this. You guys able to see that just okay?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so here is basically the illustration. So this is right here, this up here, this is the third floor of the estate. And then you've got these, or sorry, this is the second floor, technically. This is the first floor, and then this is the cellar. So you guys are actually here in the cellar right now. This is where you guys left. Also, I think if I'm really professional, is it B for brush?
Yep.
No, eraser, E for eraser.
Yep.
Cool. I think I can actually, oh, that's not what I want. I have to select this layer. I got it. Oh yeah. There's the upper floor. Here's the first floor, AKA ground floor. And this is the basement, AKA cellar. Yeah, there you go. So we can refer to them nicely. All right, so you guys are actually in the cellar right now, and where Adrian is telling you to go, you've actually already you haven't been exactly there, but you were here. So on the ground floor is actually where you came in. You guys came in through here. I want the V. So yeah, you guys traveled in through here. This is actually how you got in. And so the loading dock, the crane actually sort of sits above this. So you guys have only really been able to observe whatever you looked up at, but you haven't actually been in that room or seen that yet. So Adrian and Elvir are suggesting that you guys take this ramp up to the third floor. This ramp does traverse from all three floors. This is where presumably they take the barrels of wine and they roll them all the way up to the top floor so that they can gently lower them into the loading dock, into this little wagon area here. So he suggests that you guys take that ramp all the way up and see what is going on up in the loading area. So that's kind of where you guys left off last time. Anyone have any questions before we get started? Anything you don't remember that I can fill you in on?
Can you scroll down
Yeah,
on the map?
yeah.
Okay, so we just dispatched the head dude,
Last
right?
of the druids and blights. Yeah, you did.
Okay, and there was wine everywhere, right?
Yeah, so the druid that was in here that you guys found, he actually cast Thunder Wave and he crashed like all these bottles of wine and they're all broken except for a few. I think he broke like 29 bottles, but I think there were a total of like 40, so there's still like 11 or 12 bottles left. But you guys also downed one before you left. In case anyone doesn't remember that, Ramis took the wine from Elvier and cursed him for taking his.
I didn't curse him.
For taking his.
Yeah, and downed one
Dagger.
of the last remaining bottles of wine
And-
in the realm.
Well, no, he drank some of the wine and then he threw the bottle to Zug and then Zug downed the whole wine and then Zug like threw it to someone else empty.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
That's about what happened. All right. Oh, I should put this over here so that you can see everybody too. How's that?
It's wonderful.
Good? Oh, yeah, okay. I don't need these tools now that I'm using my epic Photoshop skills.
Goddamn right, babe.
Cool. So let's talk about what's going to happen next. So are you guys right now in deliberation? Are you agreeing to go with Adrian and Elvier?
Yeah.
A few different.
Yeah, I think
Shouldn't we
I don't
check
think
out
any of
what
us are
the
opposed to that.
the druid was doing down here?
Yeah.
Like he was just off in the corner, like mumbling to himself.
Poisoning all the wine.
Well, there was also a door, wasn't there? To
Uh,
the south. Like that a druid came out of or something.
Yeah, you're right. I can see it on the map.
We should check that out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So we want to know what the druid was doing here.
Zug will immediately go to the door.
To the door that's here. There's-
Yeah. And wait for his comrades before bashing it open.
Rumis will follow
Okay.
and ready
Zug is this
his,
big pink.
his hand crossbow.
All
like-
right.
Rainbow Six style behind Zug.
Adrian and Elvier. Oh God. Why?
Hmm?
So
Why?
it's just like
Why?
Command Z,
Oh, okay. Maybe.
and then
Yeah.
just lock this layer.
Yeah, good idea. Lock like this. Just press this.
The lock.
The
Yeah.
lock button.
Boom.
Cool. I should lock this one too. No, but then I can't edit it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just lock the bottom one. Thank you. All right. So
So you gotta click first and then just click and then. So just click left click it, don't drag click it. Click it, don't drag it. Click it again. No, it's just not letting me select it.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Ah!
So you can't click and drag on this web app apparently. You just have to like click it and then.
No, I just can't select.
No, it's because you painted them on the map.
No, I didn't. What?
That's what it says. So hide the map. Yeah, he's on them.
Oh, it's just him.
Yeah.
Adrian.
Adrian!
Can I delete it? Can I delete it?
That was an empty layer. You could just use that layer.
Too late.
Okay.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Oh no, how do I get rid of it?
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean?
I mean, do you want me to just do it real quick? No.
Oh, I have to learn.
So make sure you have his layer selected though, because you have the background switch.
Okay. Ah,
There you go.
Adrian, go here.
Okay.
That's the new Adrian. That one's dead. That's
Adrian
how
just
we're gonna go.
teleported.
Adrian. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then Elvier is gonna head towards the ramp, and you guys are gonna kind of corral around this door. And as Zug looks ready to like break down this door, Adrian looks back towards you guys and he says, "That's the staircase up to the ground floor. And he says, the ramp will be faster.
Zug, kick it down.
I look to Ramis, give him a quick nod, and then lift my foot up and ram it into the door.
Roll athletics.
Athletics.
I've got my mini deck.
We don't know that there aren't any enemies in the stairwell.
Exactly. There could be dire racks in here. I rolled a 12.
Okay. So you roll a 12. Do you have any modifiers, or is that like with everything?
That's with everything.
Okay. So you kick the door and it shudders, but it does not move. And as you do that, Elvira walks over and he pulls the handle and opens the door for you.
Typical.
And Elvira says, many of these doors are reinforced. And he kind of snickers at you. But the
How
handle.
about I reinforce my foot up your ass and I go through the door?
The handle will do nicely. All right, so you open the door to reveal. Oh, okay.
Da-da-da-da.
This.
Boom.
It's a stairwell, and it is empty.
Ramis like slams his back to the wall with the open door and like turns his head and says, Zug, is it clear?
Zug turns the corner, sees the stairs, readies himself, and trudges upward.
Okay, Zug is going to trudge upwards. Yeah, what's my marching order here?
Zug's alone.
Just Zug.
Yeah.
He closed the door after Zug.
I'm waiting with the crossbow ready to give covering fire.
Okay, so Zug goes up the stairs, and you see the stairs lead to here. And you are taken into a room. Yeah. Yeah, so the stairs lead you into a room, and this room has some there's a dirty window here in the south wall of the room, and so there's a little bit of dim light, so you can kind of see around. It looks like wine bottles are manufactured in this room, evidenced by lots of the tools that are sort of lying around. There's a wooden rack full of blown glass bottles along the south wall. There's a hearth built into the southwestern corner over here. There's a little hearth. And there's a barrel of sand sitting next to that hearth. So basically, it occurs to you that this room is probably for blowing up bottles of glass.
Do I see any immediately full bottles of wine, or are they
No,
all
there are
empty?
no full bottles of wine in this room, only empty bottles.
I grab one and smash it to the floor in frustration.
Okay. And it crashes on the floor, and roll another athletics check.
Okay, 18.
Okay.
Nice.
And as you throw it onto the floor, it shatters into many a piece. And one piece looks like it is about to clip your ankle, but you quickly move your ankle out of the way, and it scoots right by you. You come out unscathed.
Nice.
Nice one. So,
I yell for the others to come up. It's safe.
Okay.
Relatively safe.
All right. And do you all heed this call?
Yeah.
All right.
can we search the druid? Who's dead down here? Druids.
If you want to search their bodies, you are welcome to do that.
Ramis would search their bodies before he goes up.
Okay.
Do it,
So
Ramis.
before
Search that body.
he goes up the stairs, Ramis is going to come over here and just check out the body of this druid.
We did that last time and they had a quarterstaff and 20 gold.
So we did do that.
True.
Mhm.
It's true.
I think you did it on the one that was, Did you guys drill the one that was upstairs?
Yeah, wasn't the quarterstaff?
No, it got taken by the raven person.
Yeah.
Look, didn't we get them in the cellar when we killed the other two druids that were in there?
Maybe you did. You guys trying to loot me again?
Yep. What do they got? Gold?
I mean, can you blame us?
This one is carrying a quarterstaff.
And 20 gold. Wow, that's weird.
No, there's actually any money on him. But this one does have some really gnarly teeth that you could take.
I want 'em.
Like in a pouch?
We can make some juice out of them.
In his mouth?
On his neck,
the
in his mouth too, yeah.
Yeah, tooth juice, man.
He has a string beaded tooth necklace.
Why that made me queasy.
Believe there's against some magical.
Would Ramis like
focus.
to inspect the tooth necklace?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so as Ramis bends down and inspects the tooth necklace, you can identify several different types of teeth on this necklace. These are not all from the same type of creature.
Mhm.
And amongst these types of teeth, you most certainly recognize human.
Mhm.
You do not sense any magical energy, just gross teeth.
Rumi's like let out a disgusted. I was like, oh.
Ugh.
Just kind of leaves the druid there.
Had enough of that. All right. So it sounds like the rest of y'all are following Zug up the stairs into this little room.
Mhm.
And Elvier and Adrian like grunt. They're like, fine. And they come with you because they would rather not go alone. Okay. And nice, I can move this without that moving. Cool. So you guys are now on the ground floor and there's a door here that you don't totally know this yet. I mean, some of you guys have pretty good map awareness and can figure it out, but it leads up to this room that you entered
Is
into.
that a window to the south?
This one right here?
A dirty window, yeah.
This is a window, yes.
Mhm.
That's a window.
Okay.
All right, so Adrian sort of just like leads the charge and presses ahead because he is now very concerned about Zug destroying the remaining bits of the winery that are still intact. Because this is home after all. Adrian pushes open the door and like sticks his head out and he looks left, he looks right, and he signals to you guys, he gives you the hand, and he walks out and he trudges around this area between the barrels and he comes this way and sort of urges you guys to follow, and Elvier will follow him around here.
Ramis is like tactically moving between cover with his crossbow at the ready.
So Ramis is like,
Yeah, exactly. Take it around for us.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Doug
whoa,
will be close behind.
And then I like give
whoa.
a hand signal to the next in line.
Okay. And then Zug like, boom, boom. And then Sindred like does a bunch of
Tries to stealth, and he just makes more noise.
flips over this barrel, flips over this one, flips over these two.
Yeah.
Wasted a lot of energy doing that.
Show off.
And then Kane is
That's why I
just
eat so much.
whoa, walks past.
His knees are really painful today.
Whoa.
Our marching order is all messed up.
I mean, we've got the two NPCs in front. That's all that matters.
Mhm.
Okay. And so Adrian's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna stick his head out through here, look left, look right. He sees an empty hallway, so he proceeds. And he makes a right to this area. And in this area,
Well, there's an area there.
there
Yeah,
it
that's where
is.
the ramp goes up.
It's the ramp from the first floor, from the second.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the ramp. This ramp does continue up onto this floor. All right, and so Adrian signals you guys to come through, and Adrian actually like signals Zug to go first, if Zug chooses to do that.
Zug will certainly do that.
Okay, so Zug is going to head up the ramp this way, followed closely by, not again.
I thought you locked that.
They locked forever. Okay. Can I hit Command Z?
Mhm.
Oh, it's because I Command Z'd and that.
Hmm.
Oh, there we go. Now we're good. We're good. All right, and then Elvier. Oh Ah, I want to die, everybody. Okay. You stay locked forever. Lock. Okay. Now I hit V to select,
Yep.
right?
Unlocked.
Boom.
Great. We got it. Okay. So Elvier, who'd like to go behind Elvier?
I can.
Ramis will pack in here.
I'll go next.
All right. Kane and Sindra will head up the caboose. Great. All right, so you guys are heading up this ramp, and as you head up the ramp, there's a couple of windows letting in just a little bit of light here and there, and you guys come to here, the top of the ramp on the upper floor. V. Okay, so here you are, marching up the ramp. So we've got Zug coming here, followed by everybody else. This ramp is really kind of like one person-ish wide.
What do my orc eyes see?
Maybe two if you guys are very close. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Oh, look at this colorful little adorable rainbow. All right. So you get to this ramp and you are led into a narrow hallway. And you see, yes. Press E.
So view V to select the layer. That's the background.
Select this layer, E.
Not E. Yeah.
Got it. You are led to a narrow hallway, and this is about as much as you can see down the hallway. It leads to what looks like a room. This is about, this is about as much as you guys can see, or at least Zug right now can see, kind of leading into the room. And Adrian sort of suggests straight ahead. So as soon as you kind of get into this area, so we'll say Zug heads forward. As soon as Zug rounds this corner with everyone leading in tow, Zug is able to spot something. All right, so Zug winds up here and Zug opens up this room to reveal a crane, which don't mind the map. This is a static map. The crane is normally in this position as shown here, but the crane is actually tilted on to like at an angle here. So this crane is actually kind of shifted over to the side, which is what led Adrian and Elvier to believe something suspicious was happening in this room. So as soon as you do enter this room, you see,
Just a question.
Yeah.
Is the arm tilted? Or is like
well,
the whole crane like upended on one side slightly?
yeah, so it's not like the crane is like tilted on its side. It's like as it is right now, you know, we're looking at bird's eye. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it would be facing this way.
It's rotated.
Okay, okay.
Rotated. It's like
So
tilted. 45
it's just shifted. Okay,
Yes.
the arm.
Make
Okay.
that clear. Yeah, so this whole like piece of machinery is just like tilted to the side, like facing this way.
Zug can fix that.
I'm sure all of you together could fix that.
No, just Zug. But anyway.
Zug alone could fix it, yeah. So this room has a wooden floor. There's about 10-foot square hole cut in the middle of it here that you see. So each of these squares is about 5 feet. So this hole is about 10 by 10. And looming over the hole, there's this wooden winch tilted on its side, and perched atop the wooden winch is a man with wild hair, rotted teeth, and skin painted red, with presumably blood.
Sick.
And he, as soon as you enter the room, he waves a gnarled staff made from a black branch, and he babbles at you. And I'm guessing nobody can speak Druidic.
No.
Nope.
No,
So
language
it
just
just
makes
sounds like
Zug
a bunch
mad.
of babbling.
Railroad.
So he is standing. Let's make a new layer for him. This freaking dock pinned onto here. Jesus. Can I pin you? I guess we could just hide the dock. Nope. Dock preferences. No, it's just too much work. Forget All right, so we're gonna make a new layer for Le Druid. And is
Red.
it B?
Red is the blood on his skin.
We'll do a dark.
Or magenta.
He's on top of that crane.
Burgundy.
Yes, he is perched on top of the crane.
How far is it down to the wagon thingy below?
Perched on it. It's about
So that's where they load the
10 foot.
casks, right?
8 to 10 foot drop.
Oh.
Yes. So the wagon underneath is where they load the barrels.
I'm gonna go downstairs to below where the wagon is, just in case.
Are we in combat or?
So as soon as you guys enter, before, hold on. Let me perform a roll first. Okay. So before you have a chance to enter the room, as soon as the druid sees you, the druid like leaps off the crane, and it looks like the druid is about to jump down. But he did not roll swiftly enough to make his action before you guys have a chance to at least roll for initiative. So I will take initiative rolls now.
There we go.
Ooh, 21.
15.
God. 9.
You got 21? Okay.
That's all that tactical shuffling makes you prepared.
Apparently, I was lost in my own thought because I rolled a 4
Total.
total.
Whoa.
Don't feel bad. Elvira rolled a 3.
Oh.
Syndra, what's yours?
9.
9. And Kane?
13.
Thir-
No, sorry, 15, because I have a +2.
Doesn't matter. All right. So Ramis is certainly going to go first. Okay.
Is he's still on the crane or he hopped off now?
He's not hopped off yet, but he looks like he's about to. But he's actually going much lower in the initiative than many of you, so you may have a chance to stop him. All right, I'm just putting everybody in order. Give me one moment. And Syndra, I'm guessing your nat dexterity is higher than the druid, so you will probably go first
Nice.
because he also rolled a 9. Okay, so Ramis has a chance to perform an action first. And we'll assume for the sake of this that you guys are in pretty close quarters here.
Yeah.
And it would not be difficult for you to move through your allies.
Was the crane all wooden?
It is a wooden crane, yes. A wooden winch, per se.
I think Ramis is gonna run and try to tackle him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like it.
Okay, so Ramis is going to run straight at the druid before he has a chance to jump and is going to try to tackle him.
Yeah. Ramis just like springs in action and just like sprints past everybody.
Ah! And he comes here, and what are you going to do to tackle him? Like, are you going to like push him off the winch? Like, how are you going to tell me what you're going to try to do here?
I would love to like. How high off the ground is the winch?
You mean from like this floor?
Yeah.
Probably like 2 feet, not very.
Oh, I'm gonna like
2 or 3
dive,
feet.
like with all of my momentum, I'm diving into his body to like knock him off the crane.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You going head first?
Like
Headbutt?
shoulder aimed at his torso, like a tackle, like a football
Like a
tackle.
okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know football tackles, Kansas boy. Shoot. I don't know the formation. All right. So yeah, I guess that's gonna definitely be an athletics check.
Not acrobatics?
No,
What?
tackle.
Yeah. It's like it's
not
it's a
like-
dexterous tackle.
It seems
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
Oh, is that a 6 or a 9? Oh, that's a 6. That's a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. With a 7, Ramis is going to run at the druid, attempt to tackle him off the winch. As soon as you make contact, the druid moves slightly, but is not knocked off. So now you are both kind of just pushed around the winch, but your tackle was not entirely successful. You moved him a little, but it did not knock him off.
All right, that's Ramis's turn.
Okay. So Ramis is now like corralled around the druid, attempting to tackle him before he jumps. But you have definitely like made his jump harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and Kane gets to go next.
I'm gonna cast Earthen Grasp on him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is that a rooting spell?
Yeah. So I'm gonna choose him as the target. He has to roll a strength saving throw. He has to meet or beat 14.
Okay. So you're going to cast, I assume you can probably cast from here. What's the range on the spell?
The range is 30 feet.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You might have to get a tiny bit closer. Maybe 1 square closer.
Okay.
Not much.
Well, it's fine.
Zog is just standing in the front, like frozen. Just like,
I'm still staring at my feet.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to cast Earthen Grasp to root the druid, and the druid is going to roll a saving throw. The druid does not get 14.
Nice.
So that means he's going to be afflicted with the spell afflictions.
Yeah, so he
Is there, like,
takes
okay,
8
what?
bludgeoning damage.
8? Wow.
Hell yeah.
8 bludgeoning damage, and he's restrained.
And restrained. Okay. All right.
In order
Well,
to get out on its turn, it needs to use its action to make a strength check against the spell save DC.
nice. Okay. That's a good turn. And Adrian gets to go next. So Adrian will also react to seeing this. Adrian is going to run up the other side of where Kane went to sort of box the druid in. And Adrian is going to take a leap and stab at him
Tackle.
with the
No.
rapier. He's not going to tackle him. No, he doesn't need to do that. Okay, and he's going to roll to hit, and he is for sure going to hit. Oh, just barely, he made it. All right. So he does hit the druid, and the druid is going to take, the rapier is a D8.
Do we get advantage or anything, Kane, from him being rooted?
He's restrained, so you get whatever bonuses you get from him being restrained. I think it's advantage on attacks.
Check out
That's
the,
sick. Creature's speed becomes 0. Can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
tackles.
Attack rolls.
Oh, attack rolls.
Anything you'd roll like a d20 against him for, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so attack rolls have advantage. Cool.
Great.
And the rapier is a D8, is that right?
Yeah.
5.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So he's gonna deal 5 damage. Yeah. To the druid. So Drew takes 5 damage from Adrian. Okay. And Sindra gets to go next.
Sweet. Alrighty, I would like to move up like 2 squares, and then I want to try hitting with my crossbow, my light crossbow.
Shoot him in the face.
That's the goal. In 23.
That's gonna hit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even need this advantage.
There's my D8. Okay, and I would also get sneak attack, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Because you're
Yeah,
all up on
he's-
them.
Correct.
You're gonna.
Okay, so
Stibbity stabbity.
We're
I
trying
rolled to
every
a tabbity.
14.
You deal 14 damage?
Yeah.
Elves, man.
When I rolled my 2d6, one of them was 6. And I got an additional 2, and then that's on top of my regular damage. Is he dead?
He's
Nope.
wishing he was.
So Sindra takes aim and fires her short sword at the druid. And what is it? Short bow. I said short sword. Short bow
Watch
at
your
the
short sword out of your bow.
Yes, put the sword
Impressive.
in the bow. That
Wait.
would actually be awesome.
That'd be pretty sick.
Mhm,
Be a
mhm.
sick
They
move.
have a short sword.
And you fire your crossbow into the druid, and being restrained makes it so that you really can take perfect aim, and you shoot your bow and you hit the druid straight in the middle of the neck.
Nice.
And before he has a chance to do anything, this druid falls over and dies.
Nice.
He is completely dead. Wow. A lot of damage.
Zug will look up from staring at his toes.
What happened? Yeah, and so this druid falls over. Actually, he's just like standing there in the roots, and his neck just like falls back.
Oh,
And
God.
he drops the staff that he's holding, and yeah, he falls dead. Druid is
Is
gone.
is
Let's
the
loot
staff
him.
going to fall in the hole?
No, they'll fall at his side where Adrian is standing.
Does the staff look more than a regular quarterstaff?
Yeah, it's a
This-
half staff.
It's a third staff.
Yeah, 1/6 staff.
Oh,
That's
even-
left.
even
More
worse.
of a stick, really.
That's just
So
the
this
hands.
staff, for those of you who would like to observe it, because Adrian is for sure gonna like pick it up and like take a look
Mhm.
at it.
Adrian, get the fuck off of it. Sorry, I didn't.
It'll turn you into a druid.
Because it's right next to him.
It's right next to me.
So Adrian picks up the staff and he takes a look at it. And those of you who are nearby can see the staff looks like a spongy black length of wood. And it physically, you can see, because all of you are actually looking at Adrian right now. None of you are looking at Elver because he's back here right now, but both of them sort of like grimace when they look at it. It makes them both really uncomfortable. And the staff basically is just like a gross, black, twisted, spongy length of wood. And yeah,
I think
I
Ramis.
would like to cast my identify spell as a ritual.
yeah, okay. Is that like detect magic, but with like the
It's a little more than that.
type of
I choose an object that I must touch.
Hmm.
Throughout the casting of the spell, if it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are, as well as if the item was created by a spell, and you learn which spell created it.
Okay, that's a lot of information that you get. All right, so Kane will walk over and touch the staff or take it from Adrian, who doesn't seem to care.
Adrian, may I see the staff?
Adrian hands it to you winningly. And Adrian says, my father said something about a staff. Yeah, that's a different accent, but he's just changing.
Evolving.
Change.
Yeah.
He's maturing like the wine around him.
And Adrian feels a sense of what must be done, but does not actually know why or how. And he says, I think we need to break it. And Kane will take it. Kane studies it for a while, 5-10 minutes. You all stand there and watch and are looking at this gross twisted branch. And Kane learns, and he can share with the group if he chooses to, that this staff is evil and it is magical. This staff has 10 charges, and each charge, so when you use the staff to hit, it casts a spell. You can cast a spell called Vampiric Strike, and you can expend a charge of the staff to regain a number of hit points equal to the damage that is dealt by the weapon.
Neat.
So if that druid was able to hit any of you, he would have regained some of his hit points, but he was not even able to attack anyone before you murdered him in the jugular. You learn that if the staff is broken or if it is burned, the wood being burned will actually wither any blights that are within a pretty large range, 300 feet of the staff.
Oh.
Wither any blights? Like you spell them?
Like they will die. Yes.
Oh, blights being the little dudes.
The twig blights
vine blights.
and the vine blights and the needle blights, all of the blights that were like basically nature come to life.
Yeah.
You will die if the staff is broken. So the staff is imbued with the power to basically create those blights and to control them. And when the staff is broken, the blights will die.
Can Remise make a bit of like some kind of a check as to the blood markings on this druid to like surmise if he's some sort of like hierarchy?
Yeah.
Top of the hierarchy of these druids or something?
Yeah, let me let you do that. I have one more thing to say about the staff. So the last piece of the staff that Kane uncovers is that you do need attunement to use the staff. It requires attunement. If you become attuned to the staff, blights and other evil plant creatures would not regard you as hostile unless you harmed them. So you actually can basically be friendly / nearly control evil plants if you are attuned to the staff. In terms of the druid, you are free to inspect the druid's body and see if he's got anything on him as well. So Kane, upon looking closer at this wild druid, notices that he is very, very smelly. Yeah, his teeth look like they're like ready to fall out of his mouth. And the markings on his skin do, upon closer inspection, look like blood. Of what type of blood, you do not know and you cannot tell. In terms of if he's wearing any vestments or any jewelry that make him look specifically like an important figure, there's nothing that he's wearing or nothing that you notice on his body that gives you an indication that he might be high up in a hierarchy of some kind. So you do not really know that under these circumstances. But he was holding this very
Magical staff.
Yeah, magical staff.
Kane, are you going to tell us like all the stuff about the staff?
Yeah, so I was trying to take notes while you're explaining that. Basically it okay.
Well, this staff is incredibly evil. However, it does seem to be linked to these blights. We have a decision to make. Potentially, we could use it to control such creatures in the first place. However, if we destroy it now, we can simply destroy all of the blights near the winery.
Zug will grab the branch and swing it around and proclaim that he is stronger than any plant.
Of course. We know you're stronger than the plants.
Mace will chime in and say, even under our control, blights are evil creatures by nature. We should destroy them.
Zug agrees.
Mhm. Me too.
Yes, I feel that must be what we do.
Do
we're
I
all-
understand what like anything special about the staff? Like if we just light it on fire, is that all we need to do?
From what you can tell from your examination, you can light it on fire. You can probably just break it too and see if that works.
Wait, do you get an appraisal out of Identify as well? Do we know how valuable this stuff is?
Looks so lazy.
valuable.
Yeah.
There's all.
Snapping like 10,000 gold in half, you know. That.
I mean, there's also the chance that blights are like a prolific thing in this world, and being
Yeah.
able to basically ignore them might be
Could be valuable.
helpful.
If you attune yourself to it, yeah.
Are there any? Does Kane know what it would take to become attuned, and if there would be any consequences to doing so?
To become attuned, it's basically the normal attunement. You have to spend some time studying, researching the item. You could probably do it overnight. Basically, you become Blightbane when you attune yourself to the staff. And it doesn't specifically give you the ability to control the plants, but the plants will not regard you as hostile. They will not attack you, and they will not be ordered to attack you. But it is only to whomever is attuned, right? So if Kane attuned himself to the staff, blights would still probably be hostile towards the rest of the party, but not to Kane.
We can always just carry it around and break it at the appropriate time, because I kind of doubt
It's a
this is
blight
like
bomb as well.
Yeah, I kind of doubt this is just like a one instance druid thing, you know?
I'm going to remind you guys that there are about 30 blights outside of the winery that are waiting to attack you.
Oh, the little guys though?
No, those
Are
were,
you telling us that we don't really have a choice here?
I'm saying you have a choice, but I'm giving you information because it's from 2 sessions ago. You guys got corralled into the winery. by
Yeah,
the blights.
yeah, I remember. I thought they were the little blights that there were like 5 in a pack.
They are normal sized blights. These aren't twig blights. They are vine
The
blights.
ones that have a
Mhm.
hard time opening door blights.
Those were actually needle blights.
Oh,
So,
Blights
there's-
are all the same.
those sound smaller.
so the needle blights are the ones that corralled you. Yes, it was actually needle blights. So there's like
Okay,
3 sizes
okay.
of blights. There's the twig, which is small. There's the needle, which is medium, and there's the vine, and those are large. So the ones that were outside were all needle blights. They're the medium-sized ones. But there are 30 of them, approximately.
Okay.
So you guys are currently barricaded inside the winery. As soon as you leave, you may be attacked by said needle blights.
I guess Ramis would look at Kane and say, like, I don't know, we have time to decide. Let's clear the rest of the winery.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, if you guys want to go check out the rest of the winery and see what else is around, and hold on to that staff to use it if you see fit.
Zug will bite the staff, regard it, and then stash it away.
Zug, hand me that staff back. I do not trust you with that.
It no tastes
so
good
now
anyway.
You are now in possession of the Golthias staff. It's called the Golthias
That's
staff.
a vampiric tree.
Yes.
Oh, is it a branch of a Golthias? Okay.
It
that's
is
cool.
made from the branch of a Golthias tree.
Damn.
Yes.
Ramis
Zug
does
can't even pronounce that.
Was
Uh,
there anything else on his body?
If you loot the druid, you will find.
I would like to loot the druid.
All right, so Sindra is eluding the druid, and Sindra reaches in to one of the pockets on his drape, on his cape, whatever you want to call it. And she feels something slightly fuzzy inside the pocket. Would you care to delve deeper?
Yes, I would.
Cinder's like, oh yeah.
And she like reaches in and she like grabs whatever it is and she pulls it out. And it's a dead mouse.
Yeah.
It's a dead mouse.
Gross. Okay.
So was it mouse blood on him?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Still not sure, but it's a dead mouse in his pocket.
All right. I'm gonna drop that mouse and keep looking.
Ew.
Weirdo.
And if you loot the rest of his body and his pockets, you will find
Mm-hmm.
15 gold pieces.
How many?
15.
Woo. Okay. Sweet.
You guys have a lot of money. I'm
He
kind of
was
worried about
mouse
this money.
rich, gold poor.
Lots of
Wait, hold on a second. Let me.
Big
'Cause
mouth.
I've been trying to keep track of stuff on a spreadsheet.
do your best.
Yeah, do we have you been the accountant, Kane?
Each of you should
Yeah.
probably kind of keep track of your own money.
But we've just been like putting in
I'm just writing everything that we've picked up as a party down. If we want to
That's
start
fine too, yeah.
using it, we can probably just decide how we want to do
Yeah,
it.
writing down what you've picked up is a good idea. If you don't do it individually, having one person sort of take that tally is fine. Or for money specifically, you could each sort of
What
take
did you say we picked up?
15 gold pieces.
15 gold.
And a dead mouse if you want to take it.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
I
not
don't
add
think I
that.
want to carry that around with me.
Zug will take the dead mouse.
You're carrying a weird sack of like nesting dolls that are mummified in your bag. Putting a mouse in your bag is not past you, okay? Don't act like it is.
Yeah, if you
I
guys
don't
put-
don't see any reason to carry around a little baby mouse carcass in my bag. Creepy nesting dolls are cool. Dead mouse is like a regular commodity. I can find that anywhere.
Man.
It's a regular commodity.
All right. Sorry, Zug, what were you saying?
Zug sees Sindra's disgust and shoots her a look of disgust as he takes the dead mouse and puts it away into his bag. Like, what's wrong with you? This is a dead mouse. This is good meat. Good
Oh my
eats.
gosh.
Okay. So Zug takes the rotting, might I add, dead mouse and stores it away in his-
Give it a month and it'll be good jerky. Mouse jerky.
That's disgusting.
Might
Okay.
have to cure that, so.
Yeah.
Might have to smoke that.
Yeah. All right, so Adrian and Elvier sort of say we should taking on whose suggestion was it? Rami's
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
look through the rest of the house. So Elvier comes up here, and the first thing that Elvier does is he looks over to Ramis, who he saw basically attempt to headbutt this druid, and he says, "Are you okay?" That looks pretty gnarly.
Ramis like just kind of like brushes his hair and cleans it after the tackle and says, "It is." I was about to say it's part of the job, but that's not what Ramis will say. Ramis will say, "We had to restrain him from escaping."
Elvier's not questioning what you did. He's asking if you're okay.
Yeah, he's ignoring that question because like obviously Ramis is fine.
Obviously,
She's
yeah.
a fucking adventurous
Fucking
bard.
Fucking brush
Like
this out
the
of
brushing
way.
his hair was to say, "Yes, I'm fine."
Yes, he's fine. Okay, so you will venture on, and Elvier is going to move over here. And to you guys, it doesn't look like there's anything over here. But Elvier releases a latch over here in the wall to reveal a room.
Is he just standing in the doorway? Is he like?
That's too much.
Why would a winery have a secret room?
That's a good question.
Maybe it's just yeah, it just looks like an alternate door to a room.
So Elvier opens up a latch over here that is concealed into a room. And in this room, you guys can sort of head inside as a group. Elvier is going to
Mhm.
poke his head in, and Elvier looks around to his left and right, and there's nothing in this room that he can see. So he goes and walks into this room, and the party can sort of follow in behind him. I might not move all of you all the time, depending on what you're gonna do. And Adrian is leading up the butt of the group. And he says, this room normally belongs to our father, but it's being used by our sister right now while they raise their baby. And the room contains a big bed here, four-poster bed. There's a headboard here that you notice is carved in the likeness of a giant raven. There's a black rug on the floor that looks nice and soft. I'm sure Zug would love to roll around on it between the bed and this door over here on this side of the room. In the corners of the south wall, there's a couple of wardrobes. There's a tapestry of a church that's hanging on the wall between the two wardrobes that are here and here. Beneath the tapestry, there's a handsomely carved rocking cradle right here. That's what this is, a cradle. Maybe we can make this a little bigger. Is that too big?
That's good.
So this is a cradle right here. So you guys see a little bibba cradle. And to the north, under a window right here, there's a window looking out. There's a desk with a chair. Looks pretty plain. There's some other furnishings. There's a mirror. Looks like a simple two-person bedroom, as far as you guys can tell. So Elvira is going to just walk straight through the bedroom and urge you all in, supposing that you follow him through.
Mhm.
All right.
Does anything look disheveled?
Everything looks quite neat, actually, like it was not entered.
Okay.
You can examine whatever else you'd like to in this room before moving on,
I
though.
think Ramis will kind of slyly eyeball around.
Just
see
kind of
if
look
there's anything
around. Yeah.
of interest to him.
So as Remy sort of walks through this narrow hallway and eyeballs around the room, he does notice the desk. On top of the desk, sitting in pretty plain sight, it looks like there are some manifests sitting on top of the desk that look like maybe shipments or something of wine. That's really all you can examine with a cursory examination. So yeah, you can see that it looks like there's some like manifests of shipments that are hanging on this desk that you can see.
Can we take a closer look at that? Like where like the latest shipments supposed to go?
Yeah, you can certainly look closer. So if Zug and or Ramis attempt to like look at any of these documents, Adrian will sort of come up behind you. And Adrian says, these are the manifests of all the shipments from the past century or so. He says, this winery has made shipments to various locations for quite some time. And he points to the top records. And one of the top records has the initials BV written on the manifest. And BV he points to and he says, these are shipments going to the Blood of the Vine Tavern in Barovia, which you guys did actually go to Blood of the Vine Tavern. That's actually where you met Ismark. There's one that has a giant BW on it. And he points to that one. He says, where my brother works, Blue Water Inn. And he shuffles the next one around and he finds one that has a big K on it. And this one says, and Adrian says, this one belongs to Kresk. And he says, have you been to Kresk yet?
We did, didn't we?
Shanks' his head.
I don't
Oh.
think so.
Oh, was it just Barovia and what was the other town we were at with the burgomaster?
That is Valaki.
Valaki, that's right. I guess we
Blackie's
haven't
where
been
we
there then.
came from.
That's where the Blue Water Inn is.
Yeah.
Valaki.
Okay.
Where the Cult Sun Festival is.
The Festival of the Blazing Sun, which is happening in just a couple of short days.
Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, so Krez, you actually have heard this town name before. You've not heard much about it, but it is the town farthest to the west. It's past Valaki. And then there is a manifest that he points to that is labeled all capital letters, Vistani. The Vistani certainly procure their vino from the Wizard of Wines. And there's a few stacks of manifests that are sitting on the table. And you can also see that next to the desk, there's also like a little compartment of what looks like much older records as well. So it goes back pretty far.
Zug is gonna screw up his face in thought and say, Druid poison wine for Vistani?
Yeah, and Adrian kind of like cocks his head. Oh, that's the map. I gotta make you know that. I was gonna do that tonight, I forgot. Ran out of time. Adrian sort of cocks his head, trying to understand you and believing that he does. He says, the Vistani are one of our best customers. He says, they have no reason to poison our wine. And he like stops for a moment in thought, and he says, we've discussed amongst our family why these druids might be trying to poison our wines. And he says, my father thinks that it has to do with the legends of the magical gems that are laid into the winery's foundation. He thinks that they are trying to gain access to it. And he says, we also, based off the fact that the druids came here and ran us out of our house, it does not seem far-fetched that they would try to poison our supply. Yeah.
Zug seems satisfied.
Okay.
He turns back to the door with a pale green dot man.
And Elvier is going to kind of continue forward. He's just going to push open this door while you guys are looking at some other stuff, and he's going to peek his head in, left and right, search the room. He notices nothing in the room, and he gives you guys a clear behind you. And he pushes this open to reveal this room. And this room looks like a kitchen / dining area.
Looks like a giant mess.
So this room contains a big rectangular table in the center, surrounded by 8 chairs here. There's an L-shaped cupboard over here. There's a closet pantry over here with a little door. And there's a little iron stove over here. It's kind of a cute little kitchenette / dining area. And Elvier comes here and he heads out to this area over here. He comes to this door. Do you guys want to keep inspecting this room a little longer? You want to follow Elvier?
Good to follow Elvier.
Zug smells something and proceeds into the next room.
Smells something. Heads over here. I'm guessing Zug heads over to the cupboard to see what's there. Cinder's going to follow in. How about Ramis and Kane?
Ramis is gonna walk
Yeah.
side by side with Adrian and chat him up as they continue. Sensing no immediate threats to the party, he will ask him, tell me more about the legend of, what was it, the crystals in the ground or something? What was it?
Yeah, so you heard a brief story from
The dad.
Davian. And Davian basically made it seem to you guys like there might not be actual truth to this story about how when Barovia, and I actually can find my notes on this to make it like not just from my memory, because I do remember, but I'd like to be more specific. So let me do that. If you guys don't mind waiting for just a moment. Okay. So let's take a look. So at this point, I think Adrian and Elvier most certainly you have gained their trust. Not Davian's yet, but as soon as you go out and prove that you have done the job that was needed, I'm sure Davian will also be very happy for your help. And Adrian is going to open up a little bit to Ramis. And Davian says, the gems that the winery sits on, the Wizard of Wines carries its name for a reason. The Wizard of Wines was founded by a mage whose name is buried in the annals of history. None of us know it. But legend tells that the wizard fashioned 3 magical gems, each one the size of a pine cone, and he planted those gems in the rich valley soil. And these gems, or so-called seeds, they gave rise to quite healthy grapevines, and they produced sweet, plump grapes. And even after Strahd came to Barovia and his curse settled over the land, the gems kept the vines and their grapes from succumbing to the darkness and have kept them healthy for centuries since. And he says, about 10 years ago, one of our magic gems was dug up and stolen. And we stopped producing our best vintage, the champagne.
Oh, fuck.
We don't know what happened to that gem, but my father, he blames Erwin. He says Erwin was supposed to be on watch the night that the gem was taken. And he's convinced that Erwin shirked his duty to spend time with his betrothed. And Dad and my brother have been at odds ever since. He says Erwin claims this isn't the truth, but my dad feels very, very set on this. And he says, we've also been fending off some attacks by scarecrows these last few weeks.
What?
Yeah. He says, about 3 weeks ago, when one of the scarecrows was attacking us, and under our own noses, we lost a second gem. He says one of the gems we found lifted and uprooted, dug up. And he says, you should ask my dad about that one. He knows more, or he thinks he knows more about what happened to that gem. And he says, and about 4 days ago, these druids came and stole the third gem. He says, we tried to launch a counterattack to retrieve our gem back, but to no avail. We did not have the power. He says, those druids are currently at Yester Hill. We believe they're in possession of our gem, but we don't have the manpower right now to retrieve it from them. He says, that's when the druids returned with hordes of blights and drove us from the winery. They're poisoning all of our vats, leaving the winery with just a few bottles and barrels drinkable, as you've seen. He says, we can help you. He says that we appreciate you helping us reclaim this winery, and we can help give you the last few barrels that we have and make some last deliveries. But without our gems, our winery and our vineyard will die off. He says, we won't be able to provide wine to the rest of Barovia after these last few barrels have been sent out.
I have witnessed the Barovian consumption of wine. Barovia will starve.
Yeah, he
Um,
nods.
Ramis would like to, I don't know, just like try to understand his thoughts on the druids a little bit more. Like, they were not only after the gym then, if they came back to poison the wine, what do you think their goal was? Just to ruin you?
Adrian sort of glances towards Kane, who's holding the staff. Is Kane holding in the possession of the staff right now? Kane's gone.
I think
Yes, yeah, I gave it to him.
Okay. So he glances over towards Kane and sort of indicating about the staff, and he says, that staff right there, it's proof. He says, it's proof that these druids are aligned with Strahd. He says,
Hmm.
these druids are doing his bidding. And no. Does Kane know? I need Kane to do a roll.
Give him a second. He stepped away.
Someone can roll for him.
Yeah, sure.
I can roll for him.
Do it, Doug.
I have the best rolls. What do you need me to roll?
I've got Kane's character sheet open as well, so I've got his modifier
Okay.
for whatever you roll. Ooh, more fire.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that this would be a history check.
Yeah, that's probably Kane.
All
Oh, he's back.
I had to
He's
pee.
back.
Okay. I need a history check from you.
History check?
Yeah.
Okay. 14.
That's with your modifier?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the pieces that Kane learned from examining the staff, he knows that it is called a Gulthias staff. And based off of his history check, Kane also knows that the Gulthias tree is a historically vampiric tree. So Kane would probably have relayed this information in his little spiel that he gave you. And under the assumption that a staff from a vampiric tree might be in collusion with a actual vampire. And so Adrian sort of nods over to that staff and he says, that staff must have been given to the druids by Strahd. They're not clever enough to acquire something like that on their own. And he says, I think that by destroying our winery, Strahd is attempting to destroy the last bits of hope that the Barovians hold on to. Our winery has been in operation for centuries, and many Barovians rely on the wine to keep the madness at bay. Without this wine, many of the residents will probably succumb to darkness.
Agreed. We must stop these druids if they are the ones preventing this winery from prospering.
And Adrian, sort of like hearing Kane's alignment, he kind of perks up and he suggests, we'd be happy to help you deliver this wine to wherever it needs to go. And we'd also we could very much use your help in our next sale of Yester Hill. He says, we are very much hoping to get our gems back. And we believe that the druids are keeping one of our prized gems at their home on Yester Hill. Your group would be a very valuable asset to our next attack.
I think it seems prudent that we first deliver the wine to the folks of Barovia and then turn to stop these druids.
Adrian nods in agreement and he says, we'll make the delivery with you ourselves.
And what of Erwin? Do you agree with your father?
Adrian cocks his head a little bit in thought. Adrian says, my brother has always been the kindest of us all. And he says, he has a tender heart. And I don't think it's impossible that he may have been distracted on the night, but nothing that he did, I can assure you, was not on purpose.
Do any of you have any reason we shouldn't assist these folks?
He addresses the party.
Zeg says, no. Wine. For the wine.
Yes, Zug want wine. That is always true.
Zug understands that this place produces wine, and if it goes away, the wine
The
will
wine
stop.
goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zug is very good at 2 and 2 make 4.
Especially when it involves wine.
Especially when it involves
2 and 2 equals wine.
and Zug starts like parading around this area. Obviously, Zug goes into the pantry, right, and like looks what's in there.
Oh, I've cleared it out
Yeah, he
already.
cleared everything out.
He's been in the
You find a
background the
bunch
whole
of
time.
flour.
You guys have been talking this whole time. I've just been.
You actually find a little bit of cooking wine in the pantry.
little
Oh.
sherry.
But that's about it. There's some basic like cooking ingredients, but nothing like fresh food around. And as Elvier turns back and notices Zug rampaging around the kitchen looking ferociously hungry, Elvier says, I'm sure we could get Stephania in here to cook us all a nice dinner once we clear the house. And he like moves onward. He sticks his head out into this hallway and he does his normal look left, look right. And he says, it's clear. And he walks out. And Elvier is going to head this direction, and Elvier is going to head for this door and check out this room. So Elvier just kind of wants to go around and check everything out. And Elvier opens up the room over here. Oh, this layer.
Select the layer first.
Listen, I understand how Photoshop works. Like I'm
Yeah, you
I
have
was just
demonstrated
reading
great
what it was
skill.
yelling.
a professional. So
Boxes.
yeah. There's
Beds.
right. So there are 2 pairs of bunk beds occupying this room. These are actually each bunk beds. And against the wall, there are 4 identical looking foot lockers in this room, supposing that you guys all go in. Elver's actually not going to go in. He's just going to check to see that the room is clear. And he notices that the room is clear. And he says, clear it. And he continues out and keeps walking this way. Any of you that want to go into the room and check it out and see what's in there are absolutely welcome to do that.
I'll skip. I'll
Can I
be right
investigate the
behind.
Foot Lockers really quick?
Yeah. So Cinder's going to head into this room and she's going to check out what's in the foot lockers here. And inside of the foot lockers, you find so firstly, the first thing that you notice in this room is there's a couple of toys that are scattered about. And one of the toys that you notice, and Sindra takes a special notice of this toy, it resembles a wooden rocking horse, except the horse is black and has like wild eyes and painted orange flames where its mane and its tail are supposed to be.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah, and carved into the wooden flaming black horse is the name Bucephalus.
Ooh, okay.
And of course, in really teeny tiny lettering, you find a small slogan that says, is no fun, is no Blinsky.
Ah, yes. Okay.
And that's just like kind of lying on the floor. As you examine the foot lockers, you find some clothing, a couple of personal assets, nothing that seems to be of value.
Okay. Do we know who slept in there? Like, would Adrian know?
Yeah. So as the rest of the party sort of passes by, you can ask him, but it's also kind of clear to you based off the fact that there are bunk beds in here and some toys that this might be the children's room.
Okay. I would want to ask Adrian if he thought that, would anyone miss this little tiny horse? I'm a big fan of Blinsky's and I just loved his craftsmanship.
Yeah, so as you walk by and ask Adrian about it, Adrian says, by all means, you helped us save the winery. You can take a toy if you'd like. You can pocket Bucephalus if you'd like to.
It wasn't his toy to give.
That's true. But there are a few other toys. That's the one that caught Syndra's eye.
I'm going to pocket the horse.
She takes the glass,
Pocket horse.
wild eyes, and orange flames, and she puts it in her bag. You
Oh,
have now acquired Bucephalus.
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah. Mhm. And so Elver's also going to continue on proceeding, and he's going to check out this room over here. And it's another bedroom with bunk beds. Yeah, there's more.
Lockers.
And more foot lockers. Yep, and Elver's going to give you all the old clear. And he's going to continue on this way.
Can I
Want to
investigate
steal
this
more
little-
toys?
You want to steal more toys, Cinder?
I just want to look around.
All right, Cinder's going to head.
She says, pocketing the toy.
And as you examine this room, it looks more like adults sleep here. There's not toys all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you walk by, Adrian kind of shouts into the room. He says, Elvira and my father sleep here with me. He says, we've sort of migrated to this room since Mama and Papa Bear are staying in the main room now. I turned Australian there for a second.
Over that.
Yeah, they're staying in that room over there. And as you investigate the foot lockers, you find more clothes and vestments. Nothing, again, that particularly looks like it is of value.
Okay. Cool. I'll leave the room and keep following everybody.
All right. Adrian kind of waits because he feels like he wants to back up the caboose. All right. And as you guys continue on, this door is actually still barricaded, closed, with a bar in it. And you guys don't hear anything from inside.
Should clear it out.
And as Elvira goes by, he kind of stands at the door and he like looks to his right to see that you guys are all there. And he gives the door like a knock, knock. And as soon as he knocks on the door, you suddenly hear you feel the door actually, you can like see it, and it goes and like clamors back and forth a little bit.
Yes, there are
Still in
a
there.
few old friends behind that door.
Ramis turns to Kane and says, shall we test our blight theory with the staff?
Hey,
There
wouldn't you
isn't
have to
much
be
of a
attuned
test to
it?
do, Ramis. You destroy the staff or you don't.
Well, we haven't seen it work, Mr. Kane. I don't, Ramis is skeptical of Kane's appraisal and wants to see it for himself.
Mm. Okay, so there is a suggestion. What is this? Is this new sake?
Yeah.
Oh, he refilled my sake.
Oh, that's sweet.
Is it filtered or unfiltered?
It's vodka.
It was filtered. Now it has transformed into unfiltered sake.
It was unfiltered, now it's filtered.
Don't you have to be attuned to the branch for it to do the thing that you want it to do?
Well, that's the control or destroy.
You need to be attuned to the branch in order to have blights not hostile towards you.
So Ramis, do you want to destroy him or?
Break it.
Mm-hmm.
Ramis is suggesting that we.
I'm kind of thinking we should probably destroy it because we still have to clear the outside to make it safe for people to go in. And if there's no guarantee we can control all of them, then breaking it is
Might I suggest, though you are both deeply encouraging me to destroy the staff for what appears to be 2 or 3 blights, that we destroy them the old-fashioned way, and then when we leave and have the whole forest set upon us, perhaps then it will be a wiser moment to do as you suggest.
Aren't they surrounding the house, though? Wouldn't it be within the radius of us killing all of them?
Do we know that for sure? Perhaps we should lay eyes upon these blights before we...
And as Cinder asks that, she can choose to go look out one of the windows at the front of the house.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll look out.
Windows in every room.
I'll position myself next to the door.
So Cinder goes over to this window and looks out and sees approximately 30 needle blights attempting to claw their way over here.
Fine. He just breaks the staff. It's done.
Wow, okay.
Nice choice. Nice decision allowing there. I like it.
Kane is just going to break it on spot.
Yeah, right over his knee.
Wow, okay.
It breaks his knee.
His knee breaks.
I'm as strong as you are.
If not stronger.
It's an old man, Zug. Okay,
A
so
human, no less.
Kane is gonna like snap the staff right there and then.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, every single time we've brought up, you have created RP reminders that I have no choice. So I'm snapping the
You have
staff.
a choice. You could attack. You could fight your way out.
You're like, Syndra now has a chance to go look out the window and see that there are 30 blights there.
I mean, they were there before and they're not gone. You did not do anything about them. Okay, so Kane is going to snap the staff, and as you snap it, the wood releases a terrible, inhuman scream that can be heard at up to 300 feet. So it's very loud to you guys. And anything that hears the scream, any blights that hear the scream, immediately wither and die. So everything within a 300-foot or so radius of the house dies.
Seems we have it covered.
And if Syndra is still standing at the window looking out, all of the blights immediately dry out and fall to the ground. And for those of you who are in the hallway, you hear sort of like a crinkling sound, and there's no more sound from the bedroom.
I push open the door now
You can.
Do it, Zug.
with axe at the ready.
So Elvira is like right behind you, and Zug kind of like bustles his way over, and Zug pulls the bar out of the door and pushes it in the way that it is now. And as you attempt to push it in, roll a athletics check, strength check. Athletics?
No, it would be it'd be
Push the
athletics.
door?
Yeah, it's athletics.
I think it's strength.
Because that is strength.
But I think it's just strength. I think it's just your strength mod. Is that what athletics is? Just a strength
Yeah.
mod? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Athletics then.
a 17 total.
Okay. So Zug pushes the door, and with a heavy thud and more crinkly sounds, you're able to successfully push the door open, and you see a bunch of like dead branches kind of like on the ground. They're all dried up and twisted. And the needle blights that once were have now basically turned into branch rubble. And this room is now empty besides that. I mean, besides what was already in it and that.
Could we kill the druid that was in here?
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ramis will give Kane a nod.
Kane rolls his eyes. All right, so you guys are gonna continue on, and Elvira is like gonna give a nod, like awesome. And he's gonna move this way, and if you guys follow, will sort of lead you down these stairs. So he's gonna open this door, and again, he's gonna peek in, look down to his right. He sees nothing, so he's gonna continue on this way. And he'll actually creep all the way over here. He'll kind of look out the top of one of these to see if there's anything on the lower deck. He doesn't see anything as far as he can tell. So he's gonna head out through this middle stairway here. Are you guys gonna follow?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like we've explored the entire place then.
You've gotten pretty close, yeah.
Oh, he did mention a master bedroom where the father slept. I don't remember seeing that.
This is the master bedroom he was referring to.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Davian got pushed out of the master bedroom and is now sleeping with his sons over here. Because his daughter and husband are sleeping in this room with their newborn.
Yeah.
Little Yolanda. She's very young.
Yolanda.
That's her name. Yolanda. All right. And he's gonna head back down the stairs. Can I take all of these at once? Oh, no!
I know there's grass outside.
Sorry, what'd you say?
You can shift click over here.
So this won't work? Because it's got layer 1.
Yeah.
Can I unselect this one?
Yeah. So
Oh, no, okay.
just shift click Elvira.
Shift click Elvira.
Now.
Oh, I see. Cool. Yay, look at the party go. Okay,
Wow.
well, Adrian's sort of fallen off the stairs. All right, and you guys are back to the ground floor here, back into this middle room where Syndra was first attacked by a tiny blight. Elvir is going to continue to lead the charge of the group and where you guys are headed. And he's going to head over in this direction. And he's actually going to go to this door right here. There's a little door carved into this area. And Elvir is going to, he's going to whip out a small key that leads to a padlock on this door, which is barricaded. It is chained shut. And Elvir is going to padlock, pull out a small key, open up the lock, and go inside the room and stick his head in. And he sticks his head in to reveal what is in here, which is a big ass room.
Oh, we'd be squashing now.
Yes, and Zug quickly identifies this room as a squashing room. So this is a big room. Yeah, there we go. All right, and you can see there's also a couple of sliding doors here that are also locked. And as Elvir sticks his head into the room, he goes in to observe a little bit deeper. And you hear him from inside the room yell, "Claire!" If any of you would like to go inside the room and see what is in there, you are also welcome to do that.
I think Ramis will just move to the next door.
Yeah.
He's just gonna keep going. No, why is this so hard? I'm understanding. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, so it's still all selected.
Escape. Yeah, I see. I
So
can't escape to
click-
deselect.
Click a different layer and that'll be selected.
So Elvir's gonna head out this way. He's gonna head over to these doors here. And Elvir is going to head into this general area. And in this area, Elvir opens up the door. And inside, there is oh no, that's a second room. Sorry. I'm trying really hard. It's difficult. Life is hard. Okay, there you go. So this room opens up to reveal rows of barrels. And there is a little narrow stone staircase over here that goes up west into supposedly this area that you guys also were able to see when you came out of the vision. And he's gonna stick his head in. He's actually gonna go a little deeper in just to kind of like look in between some of the barrels. And he yells out, "Clear! Nothing in here." If you guys are interested in checking that room out, you are welcome to go inside and do so.
Zug will go in there.
So Zug's gonna go in. Okay, so Zug is going into the barrel room. What does Zug want to do?
Can you describe it to me real quick?
There are rows of barrels.
Or is it just like one row, a single layer, or are there multiple layers?
Barrels.
But they're not stacked on.
No, they're all just
okay.
on the floor. Yeah.
Okay. What do I see to the east wall?
Door.
A
Here.
door. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like 13 or so empty barrels in this room. There's a door over here on this side of the wall that you could push open if you'd like to.
I will wish to.
Okay. So Zug from the inside is going to push this open. And Zug sees this room. It's a small room. And basically there are strips of iron and wood lying in some neat piles on the floor of this little workshop area. The walls are all lined with a bunch of different tools. And there's a couple of work tables pushed up against the eastern wall with some tools hanging on them too. It looks like, based off of the wood and the iron and the proximity to the barrel room, that this is where the barrels are made.
Zug will yell out clear and then chuckle to himself and then join the rest of the group.
Clear.
Before we move on, I want to check out the barrel room and see if anything looks like it's been tampered with.
Yeah. All right. So Syndra heads into the barrel room and sort of inspects one of the barrels. Maybe gives like one a knock or something. And it is an empty barrel. These barrels do not have wine in them. They are empty. These are newly made barrels from what you can tell. They smell pretty fresh.
Okay, cool.
And it does not appear to you based off of your initial observation that anything has been done to these barrels. There's no wine in here as far as you can tell.
Cool. Okay, I would join the rest of the group.
You didn't yell out clear.
Clear.
Okay, cool. So Elvira is going to continue out this way, the way that you guys actually came in, and the party can follow if they so desire. Why is this so darn hard? What is that?
My dog's toy.
All right. So Elvira calls out and he says, "A little help here." Yep. Anyone want to answer the call?
Zug will answer the call.
Mhm.
So
Zug flexes before he reaches the.
Zug flexes and like kisses his biceps. And helps Elvira undo the barricade that you guys did.
I need to set the scene.
By kissing your biceps?
Yes.
No. Oh God, no. Oh, you tricked me. It's black licorice.
Ah,
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's the devil's vine.
Gross.
Yeah, no one likes black licorice, and no one likes you.
I like it.
Kicked out of the party forever for black licorice affliction. Okay, so Zug is going to help Elvira with very little effort undo the barricade over here. And as you guys step out of this like kind of jammed door, you see a bunch of like dead branches and stuff over here. And Elvira is going to sort of head out this way. And as he passes, he exclaims to Zug, and maybe Syndra, if Syndra is nearby.
Yeah, I would follow.
He says, "We'll have to check these three, but they're full of wine." And upon initial inspection, the barrels that are loaded into this wagon do not look tampered with, so that might be good news.
Okay.
With druids.
Idiots. Cool. And Elvira is actually going to make a turn this way, and he's going to yell back at his brother, Adrian. He's going to say, "Adrian, check the outhouse."
Yeah, Adrian.
Adrian responds back and says, "Will do, brother." And Elvira heads this way to his right.
I will be right behind him.
All right, you're gonna follow Elvira
Yeah.
this way.
Yep.
Party can sort of head off the loading dock here. And Adrian is going to head left, and he's gonna ask Ramis to like join, to like
Of course he
come with
does.
him, if Ramis wants to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna head in that direction. What about Syndra and Kane? Do you guys want to go with either? No one's really made it clear where they're going. They're just wandering around the house now.
Have we
I'll
cleared the
follow
entire place
Raven
yet?
You've basically cleared the house
Mhm.
for the most part. Yeah. And there's a couple of areas outside of the house that you guys haven't really looked into yet, but it doesn't seem like they're pretty like candor about what they're doing right now. They don't seem worried.
Okay. I guess I'll go with the group on the right.
Okay. And Kane, do you care?
I was gonna follow the Raven dude.
The Raven dude? They're both Raven dudes.
Oh, well,
Adrian.
yeah, Adrian.
Okay. All right, so these guys are gonna head over here, and Elvira is going to come up to this area with you guys in tow. And Elvira is going to open up the sliding doors over in this area. There's another set of sliding doors. And if we open the sliding doors, we will see, you see this, I guess. I guess it would just be like this initial area. And Elvira is going to go in. He's going to look around. He's going to head over to this door. And he's going to open it up. And inside, there's a stable. And there's nothing in the stable. Generally, this is, and Elvira will sort of turn to you guys as he pokes his head in. He'll still be talking to you, and he says, "We keep our draft horses here to pull the wine wagon." And he goes to this door and opens that one up as well. And it looks like the stables are both okay. And there is, in fact, doesn't look like it in the map photo, but there is a horse in each of the stables, one horse. And the horses look unaffected.
Aren't the horses?
So the horses are okay.
Yes.
And the group that's over here is going to head in this direction. And Adrian is going to lead the party this way, around, and he's going to lead you around the house over here to a couple of little areas. You guys first see a well over here. And there is an outhouse over here as well. And there are some steps that are here that lead what looks like to be into the house. So Adrian's going to lead you guys over here. Adrian's going to kind of inspect the well area. He's going to like look down, look around the well. And he sees that the well looks okay. There is a ring of tight-fitting moss and stone here that is enclosing this, this well. It looks like a normal well. Doesn't look to be tampered with. Kane could probably check to see if the water here has been tampered with if he studies it for a little while. Oh, select a layer. I'm trying. Come on. Layer 1. Cool. Okay. And as you guys go further down, there's a little teeny box over here, presumably a place to poop, an outhouse. And Adrian is going to peer his head in and look around. And outside of the outhouse, the two of you who are out here can smell some sweet smelling herbs that are hanging from the eaves of the ramshackle wooden outhouse, which has a small crescent moon carved into its door.
Is
And,
that some poopery?
and as Adrian looks inside, the outhouse contains no surprises, thankfully. Yeah, it's all good. Adrian is then going to walk up the steps over here and check out this little door area. He reveals a small closet area right here. And the closet area is, there are some bare hooks that are lining the walls of this little storage room. There's some shelves to the south wall over here that you can see. There are a couple of sandals, pairs of sandals that are stained with what looks like wine. These sandals look like they're used for stomping the grapes in the barrels. And yeah, it looks like, luckily for the group, they were able to take their coats before they got pushed out of the winery. So there's just some sandals in here, no coats. And it's clear. And Adrian says, he motions to you guys and he says, let's meet up with the rest. And he's like, let's go this way outside the house. So he comes over to the area where his brother is at. And presumably you guys are gonna head with him. All right. And Elvir pokes out from this area. And Elvir nods to his brother and says, we're all good. And as far as you can tell, there's no more noise coming from the house, and it appears as though you have dealt with the invaders.
Zug will yell out, all clear.
All clear! Yeah. So,
Game just dropped.
well, do we lose Nate?
He dropped earlier, but he came back like a couple seconds later.
Okay. I didn't even notice it before.
Hmm.
All right, so after you guys are all finished with this area, Adrian and Elvir are eager to get back to the group and report back what they have found.
I don't remember. Before we rush this wine refinery, was the father there?
Yeah,
Was he? Okay.
he
Yeah.
was with the initial crew that we spoke to.
Davian was the hooded figure that you actually first saw when you came to the winery. He was the first person.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the dad. Yeah, he was the beckoning creature that sort of asked you guys to come closer, and he introduced you to his two sons.
We're missing two of our party members. No, there she is.
All right, so Adrian and Elvie are sort of, and actually we probably don't need the map anymore unless you guys want to go back into the house.
Nope.
For now. And where is Nate? So you guys are going to, so Adrian and Elvir are going to sort of lead you all back to where their family is hanging out at the edge of the woods. And Adrian, kind of leading the charge, sort of hustles over to the edges of the woods. And as he does that, the group of the rest of the 7 of them, because there's 9 total, so the 7 of them emerge, eagerly awaiting to hear the news of what has transpired today. And that will be the end of Curse of Danny for tonight.
Wait,
Wait, what?
fear not, fair winemakers. we have saved the estate.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I gotta be right back. Give me just a sec.
Oh, damn it! No one's gonna hear my monologue.
I'll hear it.
Our bravery prevailed. Zug's strength, Kane's magic, Syndra's dexterity, and my heroism. Your 2 sons were very brave. Nod. See. Battle.
Yeah, well, they
Okay,
would
now we
have
can continue.
learned that at the start of the next session, you know, but you know,
No, we had
Yeah.
to get it out now.
had to get it out.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And you'll chat more with them and hear their response to your incredible heroism
They're stunned.
next time.
So is the plan to deliver the wine to the inn in Valaki to the brother, and then rendezvous back, and then go find the other druids? And
Potentially, you guys haven't discussed it at length yet. I'm sure you can have a discussion about that when you get there. But I mean, it's up to you guys. But Adrian and Elvir have already sort of committed, at least to Kane. I don't know, or at least to Ramis. I don't know if the rest of the party really heard that discussion. But Adrian basically said, like, we will deliver this with you. We will come with you to deliver the wine.
okay, because I know that was our original quest, I guess.
Mhm.
And if we were to follow that quest line, it would be to go find the druid hideout, and then go stop them.
Mhm. And potentially retrieve a magical seed or gem that they are in possession of, supposedly,
Okay.
allegedly.
Welcome back, Nate.
Yeah, sorry, my internet just stopped working.
But that will be next time. So, scene.